Monterey Bay is home to over 34 species of marine mammal. This is some of the highest marine mammal diversity in the world. The best way I found to describe it is it doesn't feel real. At one point, I'm cliffside and I can see down to the water, and there's waves crashing into these extremely jagged rocks. And I can see a single otter over the cliff. One of my lifetime goals was always to film a mother and baby sea otter in the wild, and I finally got that opportunity. Seeing so many sea otters in Monterey gave me a lot of hope. Nearly everywhere I looked, there was a raft of sea otters. Sea otters have 1 million hairs per square inch of their body. That's more than the average dog has over their entire body. This is what allows sea otters to live almost their entire lives living in the water without freezing, although this adaptation nearly led them to extinction. Sea otters were nearly hunted to extinction in the 17th century. Persecuted for their pelts, the sea otter population in California was once only comprised of 50 individuals. Living in large groups close to the shore, sea otters were no match for fur hunters with guns. Today, the southern sea otter population sits at around 3,000 individuals. Southern sea otters still have not recovered their full range. Driving north away from Monterey Bay, I had found an otterless coast in which the ecosystem was drastically different. With over 200 years without sea otters, the ecosystem had completely changed. In recent years, heat waves had massively killed off large numbers of starfish. This had led purple urchins to explode in population due to having no natural predators with the lack of starfish and sea otters. Sea otters are some of the only animals able to prey on urchins. This is due to their problem-solving abilities and ability to use tools and crack open sea urchin shells. Sea otters eat nearly a quarter of their body weight every single day. That is equivalent to a 150-pound person eating 43 pounds of food every single day. Researchers at UC Santa Cruz had found that sea otters eat so many organisms that deteriorate the shoreline, they actually help reduce erosion. Sea otters have a symbiotic relationship with kelp beds, in which they prey on organisms that eat kelp, and in turn, the kelp beds provide the sea otters with a safe place to raise their young, as well as to sleep overnight. Southern sea otters have made a remarkable recovery from only 50 individuals to 3,000, and that is only in California. Sea otters are slowly starting to make their way north and regain their northern reign. The recovery of southern sea otters is not only a victory for the species itself, but it is a victory for the ecosystem. Sea otters are keystone species in the kelp forest ecosystem. Without sea otters, the kelp forest cannot exist on the Pacific coast. With the recovery of sea otters, we will see the recovery of the kelp coast. Once more, will we see a wild coastline. I have a vision that one day animals will be able to return to their wild homes, and humans and wildlife can live together through wildlife conservation and rewilding efforts.